Well, I tell you what, I'll go like 1, 2, 3, pause, and then we'll do it.
Okay.
So like count in your head, 1, 2, 3, 4, on 5 we go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. What are you doing?
Okay, go.
All right. On 5.
On
you
5.
say it on the 5.
Pause 4, go 5.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Anchor Church.
Okay, Anchor Church, good.
This is going great. This is going so good.
Ready?
Happy birthday, Anchor Church.
Welcome to our 6th birthday celebration today. We are so excited that you have joined us, especially if you are new, you have tuned in on a really good Sunday.
Absolutely. And we are so thankful for everything that God has done over the last 6 years. Super thankful to God. Everything is all of His work. He deserves all the praise, glory, and honor for all of it. But we're also super thankful for every single one of you. We truly believe that the church is not built on the gifts of a few, but on the sacrifices of many. And so every single one of you have played a part, and we are so thankful for all of you. Hey, what's your favorite memory of the last 6 years of church planting at Anchor?
Do you know what? That was actually one of my favorite memories, the core team phase when we started.
Yes.
Just seeing everyone using their gifts, the gifts God has given them, to glorify Him. And everyone just got in and got it done. And there's no way that we could have done it on our own.
Yeah.
So that's my good memory, that people got in there, used their gifts, got it done, and here we are 6 years later, and look what God has done.
Yeah, amen. Who's your favorite person at Anchor?
Ooh, don't ask me that question, because you can't have
Ask
favorites.
me the question.
You.
I was
you,
going to say
babe.
that.
Nah,
I was supposed to
love
say
you.
that. All right, anyway. I think my
Hey,
favorite...
I like your beanie, by the way. I feel like you're rocking a new look today.
Thanks.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I am. I like your clip.
Yeah,
it's
thanks.
a good clip.
Thanks.
Hey, what if anyone's new this morning, visiting, checking Anchor out for the first time, what do they need to do to get connected to the life of our church?
If you are new and want us to contact you, there is a connect link up the top of the screen, and you just need to click that, fill out your details, and one of our staff members will get in contact with you.
Yeah, awesome. A couple of quick announcements, some of the things that are coming up. In fact, only one thing to tell you about this morning, and that is Growth Track is happening. This is the second week coming up this Monday, May 25th. We don't want you to miss out. It's not too late. So if you did miss last week, that's fine. You can catch up. Everything's online these days. But please just click that same link as anyone who's new. Connect with us, and our team would love to get in touch with you. Growth Track really is your best next step if you're new visiting, checking us out, want to join our church family. So make sure you get on board with Growth Track and figure out how you can play your part here at Anchor Church. Well, you know, one of the things over the last 10 weeks is that we've missed all of the little bits and pieces of each other's lives. And so to catch up on what's been happening over the last 10 weeks, we've got a special news segment this morning brought to you by none other than Rowan Thambar himself. So over to the news.
Good morning, welcome to Some Good News, Anchor Edition. I'm your host, Rowan Thambar. It's a pleasure to be here. Here are our top stories from around church life. Anchor Church is turning 6 today, which is very exciting. When asked for a comment, church planning resident Arnaldo Santiago Jr. had this to say.
Hey church, Arnaldo here. I just want to remind you all that I am Puerto Rican and I'm from Brooklyn. Did you know that? And you know, when I'm thinking about, I just want to remind you guys, that what would it look like? Like, what would it look like for us to turn 6? Like, what would it look like for us to turn 6? Like, I just think about it and I rest and I think about it and I contemplate and, you know, bless you church. Thank you.
Some wise words from our church planning resident. In GC news, Peakhurst GC have yet again cemented themselves as one of the most adorable GCs that Anchor has to offer. On hearing the sad news that Nicole and Jono's grandfather had passed away, the group organised for a paper cutout hug to be sent directly to them. The hug had messages of support, of love, and some drawings. You guys are so great and so creative. Good on you guys for supporting each other like that. I've also heard reports that the GC has been watching the Twilight franchise on a Netflix watch party. When asked for comment, they said, I'd rather not. Fair. Back to community news now. Coronavirus is still wreaking havoc throughout our communities, our globe. As the cases increase around the world, so too does global unemployment and fears of a global recession. Sorry. I'm just getting some breaking news in. This just in, don't worry, Jesus is still on the throne. Turning to animal news now, Tom and Chloe Stewart have welcomed 4 baby chickens into their house. Take a look.
We got chickens! There they are.
In other animal-related news, the Santiagos have welcomed a new rabbit into their family, Donnie Nacho. They've also been hit with a massive hefty lawsuit from actor Jack Black after he's suing them because the name relates very similarly to his film Nacho Libre. For a comment, we reached out to Donnie Nacho, the rabbit. He had this to say.
Please help me. They only keep feeding me lettuce and snow peas. I just want a bit of chocolate. Can someone please give me some chocolate? Help me, please. I just want some chocolate.
Speaking of things that are cute and furry, a few of the men around Anchor have been growing a moustache. We've taken photos of those moustaches and put them in a photo gallery to the backing track of Seal's A Kiss from a Rose. Please enjoy.
There used to be a graying tower alone on the sea. You became the light on the dark side of me. Love remains a drug that's the high and not the pill. But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become alive and the light that you shine can't be seen?
Coronavirus isn't the only airborne disease affecting people at the moment. It also seems that love is in the air. Despite restrictions, Josh and Minji were able to tie the knot a few weeks ago. On their honeymoon, the hotel assured them that there were no COVID patients staying there. But when they rocked up, they were greeted by 2 busloads of army officers. And as they walked in their wedding dress and tuxedo, the army officers clapped and cheered for them. The hotel ended up upgrading them to the second highest suite they had available, and they spent a lovely weekend away celebrating their wedding. Congratulations, guys. Also, in some exciting news, Keith and Jess are engaged. Wait, what? She chose him? It's fine, no, it's fine. He's a great guy. No, he's good. He's good. He's so nice. That's fine. No, I'll just redo it. Yeah, I'll just redo it. Okay, what is it? Okay. In some exciting. We're gonna cross now to the weather.
G'day Rowan. Look, when everyone was in lockdown, the weather was warm and sunny. Now that everyone's allowed back out, it is cold and it is wet. And that is the weather.
People have been very productive while they've been in lockdown, making a whole heap of different things, particularly babies. During this isolation period, Anchor has welcomed 3 new baby girls into our family. Rob and Cindy welcomed Zoe, Grace, Tuera. Mark and Emily welcomed Grace, Willow, May, Kristen. James and Callan welcomed Billy Ray Cyrus, Billy Mae Dawson. And Matt and Robin Neufeld welcomed this mosaic. It's not a baby, but I thought it'd be worth mentioning. Good on you guys.
We're now going to throw over to Rosa with the sport. Rosa? G'day Rowan, thanks very much. Rosa here with the sport update. I love sport, I love winning, I love balls, I love the game. Most importantly, I love the game. Look, there haven't been any games. There have been no games lately, which has been Mate, I'll tell you, it's been, oh. But you know, if there had been games, I'm sure that one team would have won and another team would have lost. And I would have been very upset that that team had lost and very excited that the other team had won. Sport's very complex, I don't know if you know. Anyway, you know, get active, stay fit. Here's a video of my mum running on a treadmill.
Go away.
Well, that's all we have time for this morning. I've been your host, Rowan Thambar. Thank you for joining me on Some Good News Anchor Edition. Up next is a sleepless, saucy Dorsey James Dawson. So stick around. Much love, church.
Alrighty, guys, we thought it would be no better way to celebrate Anchor's birthday than to hear from the people, which is Anchor. So here we have Josh and Lisa Yanto.
Hey everyone, I am Steph.
Beloved members of the Anchor Global family, all the way from Scotland. Cameron.
And if you need, I know you guys are good at production, so if you need to put subtitles in or anything like that for my accent, I won't be offended.
Hi everyone, I'm Keisha. I'm from Newtown, GC.
None other than Brad Spencer with us.
Yep.
Can you just give us just a snapshot of ways God's been working in your life in this current season at Anchor?
The last few months have been kind of God being like, you might have plans, but I have other plans. However, there's been parts of this year that I have just marveled at how I've seen God prompt things in my life. So being part of the Alpha GC this year, we obviously have been meeting with a group of non-Christians. Some of them are Christians. Week after week, I have then gone away and done what I do during the week, and these different opportunities with people that I'm not necessarily friends with have popped up, and they've asked me the exact same questions that I've been answering to people in Alpha the week before. And this has happened more than once, and it's just been so awesome to see how God was preparing me to be able to answer those people and to be able to kind of openly speak.
Yeah, so Lisa and I, we visited 2 years ago, and we came from a church where we were serving, and it was so refreshing to sit there and just have really good word. Like, the word was solid, man. I just felt really fed, like I was renewed in my faith with God as I listened to the word, and I received so much from it, and blessed by all the pastors there and all the people and the worship team. I just felt like it was more and more my home. And we talked about it and was like, yeah, this is the place, man.
January, I came out to Sydney. I was in Sydney for about 9 months. I was working at an architectural firm. I think in my second week, I turned up to Anchor. I just felt so at home there.
Yeah, because my main family is not here, so I only live with my brother. So I came to Anchor at 2016. It felt like, like another family for me.
I got adopted into East GC, which is the one over in Maroubra. But it was amazing, and I just felt like everyone kind of just took the weird sounding Scottish guy under their wing almost. One of the other huge things that I kind of got from Anchor was just the importance of serving and being planted. And I think in my head, coming from Scotland to Australia, like, you're on this trip, I think that you've got this idea that every weekend you should be traveling somewhere. Every weekend you should be jet setting. You should be going to Byron Bay or Western Australia, whatever it is. And there's just this expectation that's what you should be doing. You shouldn't necessarily be constricted. I think, and it came to a stage without necessarily realizing it. I'd signed up for a few teams, and I was in church and all that. It was this weird feeling. I almost felt a bit like sorry for myself that I should. Why should you be? Why do you need to be in church? Why shouldn't you just be traveling, whatever? But I was hugely wrong. And it was just and being in church was and being at Anchor was just a massive blessing, because I think it really taught me the importance of just putting God first in reality, and not just when you wanted to. I think instead of leaving Australia with a couple of good Instagram posts or whatever, I left with deep, meaningful relationships with people where I was accountable to, and also just a deeper understanding of God's character, of His goodness, of His grace, and I can look back on that season now and see how God was working there, how God was able to form me through the leaders at Anchor, for the GC, for the team serving, and just for being able to hear His word preached faithfully every week.
The focus on reaching the lost.
Yeah,
that's been really actually a learning thing for me in my faith, in my walk.
And I think it's easy to invite like people to Anchor, like you're proud of your church and you're proud of, you know that when they come, you're not going to be like, oh, what's going to happen? That's going to, then it'll be like, is it going to be awkward for them? Like you're proud and you're confident that, the church is welcoming, is warm, and the worship and the word will bless them. And
someone said to us after visiting, said, hey man, like your church is pretty user friendly, which I thought was really like a compliment. But at the same time, we don't skimp out on the truth, and we don't water down things. So yeah, very proud of what we do here at Anchor.
Especially this year, I have a lot of close non-Christian friends who know I'm a Christian, who know I go to church. In the last few months, I have just seen their lives dramatically change. Both girls who I didn't expect to ever, I can't say I didn't expect to ever, because I know that God can do anything, but I just didn't see it coming, I guess. They both contacted me and were just like, you go to church, I want to go to church. I'm helpless. What to do? Like, I want to go to church. I want to be in community.
And then you get to know more of the people. People at Anchor were uncomfortably nice. I wasn't used to it.
At risk of sounding like a broken record, I do want to say community again, because I think like the first time we visited Anchor, like Beth had said, I've never been welcomed so much. Like we were welcomed at every step up the stairwell on the way into the theater, and she was like, I've never been this welcome before. And I was like, yeah, I've never, been greeted with that many smiles and that much like enthusiasm to see us. And we're kind of thinking, we're not really anyone yet. We don't even go here. Like this is our first time visiting, and you've made an incredible impression.
Sort of just putting God first wherever you are. I think that was one of the biggest things, because it was in a different context, but that principle of wherever you are, of putting God first.
Yeah.
But I'm looking back at it now, like and how I've kind of gained exponentially from just being in God's house and being with God's people and serving in God's community was a huge aspect. And Anchor they were just amazing in facilitating that and in pushing you in the right direction for that. And I'm forever thankful for that. So,
but there was always kind of something about playing worship that felt very spiritual. I think like music is a pretty spiritual thing, regardless of whether you're even a Christian or not. But to play along with a bunch of other Christians and do it corporately, there is definitely something that has a lot more impact to that. And I think Anchor has got a very, very fertile landscape for worship and spiritual expression creatively, especially through worship. Like, yeah, I haven't been as excited to join a worship team as I have been at Anchor.
So I'm a drummer by trade, in a sense, like I only did drumming mostly, and they asked me to kind of sing. Joel, he's like, you ain't gonna drum no more. I'm like, oh, okay. There's something magical and extremely spiritual about leading the whole congregation to a space, a place to experience God corporately. When they first tapped me on the shoulder, they made it super smooth. comfortable. I didn't feel out of place. They didn't pressure me, and they really just made it a pleasant experience. Yeah, I highly recommend it to anyone who wants to join.
With the team you guys have got, it's just absolutely brilliant, and they were always keen and trying to nudge you and guide. And I think there was always times where I was trying to get nudged in the right direction, and that was just always the case. And they just kind of paved the way for allowing me to kind of to serve God in that form without me necessarily realizing it.
The spirit of excellence is by far something that really spoke to me. Even though it's a family, and sometimes with family, you can tend to be quite comfortable and familiar, which is great. And I think we do have a sense of that in the church. But then when it comes to doing things for God, it's like, 90% is not enough. And it's not work-based at all as well. It's just a sense of we love God that much, and we want to serve the church that well, that it's just elevated my expectations of what church can be. And I'll be very proud to not only just be a part of it, but to invite people to it too.
Yeah, and especially, man, you blessed Anchor so much through serving in video editing and videography, and like it's, for those that don't know, that's like the studio behind Brad's head right there in his bedroom.
Oh, gee. Something, an observation that I made that was quite interesting was like on the tip of a hat, like I had two of the lead pastors, like Brad and Matt, were in my bedroom one morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey guys, this is kind of strange. I think I liked how much humility there was in that. And it was like, we're gonna do it. We're just gonna do what we can. And I was like, I'm happy to serve that way.
I guess being at Anchor, the community of Anchor and the people that I've met have just lifted me up and enveloped me in their arms in the hard times and in the vulnerable times and in the happy times that I've been through over the last few years. But God, I think the most important thing is God has shown me that we're all broken people, but together as broken people, the most important thing in life is to love like Jesus loved and to minister in every aspect of our lives. And Anchor has just cemented that and proclaims that.
Just blessed with the, sermon and people, especially, community from my GC. Yeah, I really like them. They're awesome. So many encouragement there. And in my life, God has a weird way of showing up in form of people, especially people from church. There was a time I'm so far away from Jesus, but glad actually I found church like Anchor that make me comfortable and could build me, as a Christian girl. Yeah.
I'm really so grateful that God led me here in weird ways. Before Anchor, I went through a period of really hating Christian community, and I didn't want to be a part of it. I was just over it. And when I came to Anchor, I was still not keen to kind of be amongst it and get to know people. But I think God really softened my heart towards that. And I'm so thankful that God blessed me with the people and community that I'm now a part of. I've learned that God's never stopped pursuing me, and he'll never stop pursuing me. And despite me trying to push him away and trying to find my satisfaction and joy in other things, these difficult seasons always point me back towards him even more so than I was before. And so I'm just completely helpless and powerless in this world. And I realized that so much more through difficult seasons. And I just realized that my plans are not God's plans. And that's all I can, take away from everything that happens and everything that God plans for our lives.
Yeah.
Yo, happy birthday, Anchor. 6 birthdays and like 100 more to go.
Come on.
Happy birthday, Anchor.
Happy birthday, Anchor.
Happy birthday, Anchor.
Happy birthday, Anchor.
So happy birthday, Anchor. Thanks so much. Have a brilliant day. I'm gutted I can't be with you all. But I'm sure it'll be great. Missing you all.
So good to hear how God has been at work in people's lives across all of Anchor. On the theme of encouragement, we're going to be doing live text message encouragements today. We want people to walk away from today encouraged. So you need to grab your phone now because we're all going to be texting someone who we want to encourage, okay? So I'm going to text right now Sam and Isaac Biglioni because they give up so much of their time filming, editing, changing mics, getting it all looking really good for Sunday for you guys. So I'm gonna text message them now. Think of someone, pick up your phone, message them now. Let's do it.
I'm messaging Brad Spencer and Murray James because they are also doing lots of back-end work at the moment. So, hey, Brad and Murray.
Sam Biglioni is still Sam Freshwater in my phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's her maiden name.
You need
Yeah,
to
I need to
update
update that.
You guys are freaking awesome. Can I say that? I just did.
And now.
Thank you so much for everything you have been doing. Love yous all. So hopefully you've sent a message to someone and they are encouraged. Whatever it is, maybe you've just been encouraged by their faith during this season. Maybe you've been encouraged by their serving. Maybe you've been encouraged by the way that they've been leading your gospel community, or whatever it is. Just send someone a message of encouragement. We want people to leave today super encouraged by everything that we've been doing together online. Hey, we've also been having a cake contest this week. So hopefully you've got your cakes baked and ready, or maybe they're in the oven right now, whatever it is. I cannot wait to see everything that people have cooked. But hey, before we transition out of this, just want to very quickly speak about giving. Here at Anchor Church, we believe that we ought to be worshiping God out of every part of our lives. And we believe that we don't give God what's left of our life. We give God our best and the first fruits of our income. And so I want to encourage those of you who call Anchor home. You can click on the give link up there and give online. Or perhaps you've been blessed by this ministry. Maybe you're one of our prayer supporters, or just journeying with us from afar and would like to sow into this ministry here. Maybe you want to leave us a 6th birthday gift. You can do that as well by clicking on that link. And thank you so much for your generous support.
Jesus' blood and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly trust in Jesus' name. My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly trust in Jesus' name. Christ alone, the cornerstone, the weak made strong in the Savior's love. Through the storm, He is the Lord, Lord of all. When darkness seems to hide His face, I rest on His unchanging grace. In every high dressed in his righteousness alone, faultless stand before the throne. Christ alone, the cornerstone, weak made strong in the Savior's love. Through the storm, He is Lord, Lord of all. Christ alone, the cornerstone, the weak made strong in the Savior's love. Through the storm, He is Lord, Lord of
all. Well, hey Anchor Church, and happy 6th birthday again. You know, this is not really the way I envisaged us celebrating our 6th birthday. I would have been happy with beers in the courtyard, Adam and James and Rach cooking some slow cooked pulled pork burgers, jumping castle for the kids, everyone hanging out on a sunny but cool autumn morning. That would have been the ideal 6th birthday in my books. But hey, this is what it is today. We're in our living rooms and we are joining you live from your TV screens, celebrating a 6th birthday together. It is what it is. And this week, as I was preparing for this short message, I feel like God gave me a verse specifically for this moment, really relevant, profound verse that the Spirit revealed to me. And it's from Acts chapter 27, verse 35. And it says this, in verse 36, Acts 27, verse 36. They were all encouraged and ate food themselves. And that's my aim today, is that you would be encouraged and you would eat food by yourself in your home. And you think I'm joking, but I'm actually not joking at all, even though that is a horribly, horribly bad way to interpret the scriptures. Genuinely, my hope is that you would be encouraged and you would eat your cupcakes and your cakes at home today by yourself. But that is not really where I want to go today. Where I want to go today is 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 4 to 5. So if you have a Bible, please open it up or follow along on the screens with you. But before I get there, this I don't know if your screen time has been going through the roof, but personally, every week I get my notification on Sunday morning saying, you know, your screen time has increased by 200%. Your screen time has increased by 400%. Literally, my screen time decreased by 50% last Sunday, and it was down to 4.5 hours a day. So the week before that, I was at like 8 or 9 hours for the day. But one of the things that we've been doing on the screen a fair bit lately has been playing Minecraft. We let Judah download Minecraft recently, and we've been building all sorts of fun objects. And he said to me after the 3rd or 4th building, he said, "Daddy, what should we build next?" And I said, "I don't know, some of the cool buildings are like castles or churches." And he said, "Yeah, let's build a church." And so we built this church, and hopefully Isaac and Sam can put a little video of the church that he built on the screen. And there's some stained glass windows and some pews in there, and it looks nothing like our church building. But the cool thing was that he put a little plaque on the front of the building there that says Matt and Judah. And just so you know, in 50 years' time, I'm going to hand this sucker over to Judah, and he can be the lead pastor of this church and take it over. And kind of got me thinking, like, what does it take to build a church? Because on Minecraft, it's very simple, very cheap. You just put the blocks down, and you've got a church built. But here in 1 Peter chapter 2, Peter is talking about what it takes to build the church. And he says this in 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 4 and 5. It says this: "As you come to him, a living stone, rejected by men, but in the sight of God, chosen and precious, you yourselves, like living stones, are being built up as a spiritual house to be a holy priesthood, to offer spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ." You know, what is God doing? What has God been doing over the last 6 years of this journey we've been on as a church? What is God continuing to do? He is building for himself a spiritual house, a spiritual temple, if you like. And the building blocks that he is using to build this spiritual house are you and I. Peter describes us here as living stones. And as each person puts their faith and trust in Jesus, a new stone is added to the building to build this beautiful house that Jesus is building. And it's built on the foundation there of the living stone, Jesus, the cornerstone, the central foundational stone in the building that everything is built upon. And the reason that we are living stones is that by faith we are connected to Jesus, the living stone, who animates us and gives us life. And this house here is a dynamic house. It's not static, it's not stagnant, it's growing. And it's growing as we exercise our God-given duty of being priests to this world. Now that does not sound like an appealing job description or responsibility to have these days. Most people, when you think of the word priest, you think of Catholic and pedophile together. It's not a good association, but that is actually a staggering privilege that we would be called priests, that we would get to minister in the presence of God. And really the priest's job was to be a go-between, a mediator. The priests were to bring God to the people and bring the people to God. And that is the privilege of what it means to be the church today, that we would bring God to our world and bring our world to experience and encounter the presence of God, the grace and the mercy of God. That's what God is doing. And if you realize that, the church is not just a social club with religious overtones. It's not some archaic institution that's irrelevant. And the church is a living, dynamic, spiritual house that God is building, and you're a part of it, and I'm a part of it. That's a beautiful reality of this passage, that you and I are being built into God's house. Now, what that means is that it doesn't matter how long you've been at Anchor Church or part of any church, really. It doesn't matter what role you play, what title you have, whether you're on staff or not, whether you've got a formal leadership position or not. You are as much a part of the house as anyone else. You're a stone, just like I'm a stone, just like Tash is a stone, just like everyone else is a stone. We're all a part of this house. You know, we've been saying since the very beginning at Anchor Church that church is not a building, and it's not an event that you attend. Now that reality, church is not a building, it could not be more true than it is right now. We have no building, we have no office. We are literally a church without a building. And that's okay, because the church doesn't mean building. It doesn't equal building. It's not like the little thing that Judah built on Minecraft there. No, the church is the people. You and I are the church. And that means as you sit in your living room this morning and you watch this online, God is present where you are, because wherever we are, wherever two or three are gathered, Jesus promises that he will be there with them. So we're a part of this by virtue of having faith in Jesus. Every single one of us is built into this house, and we house the Spirit of God. 1 Corinthians 3:16, I think it is, says something along the lines of the church being the temple. I really should have had that quote written down. But we are the temple. The Spirit dwells within us, the church, the people of God. No longer in a physical geographic location, but dwelling where we are, where the people of God gather. So we're a part of it. God is present with us, and we all have a part to play. And that's the thing that I want to celebrate this morning, that every single person, no matter how long you've been here at Anchor Church, whether you've been here for a couple of weeks, whether you've never even attended a physical gathering IRL in real life before, or you've been here for 6 years of this journey, you have played a part. We've all had a part to play. I think every person who joins our church doesn't just make us a bigger church, but you make us a better church, because you bring your unique story, your unique giftings, and the unique part that you're going to play in God's church. I love that image that Peter gives us here of a spiritual house, a spiritual family that Jesus is building together. And I can't help but look back on the last 6 years of this rather. Time is irrelevant in ISO. I don't even know what day it is right now, because it's not Sunday where I am. It's Sunday where you are, but it's not Sunday right now. I think it's Friday. Is that right? It's Friday. Anyway, I can't help but think over the last 6 years of what God has done at Anchor Church. And it's incredible to think of all of the things that we've done, the buildings that we've been in, the venues that we've met in, the things that we've been able to do as a church, multiplying gospel, all of that is subsidiary to the fact that every single person who's been a part of this church is a stone in the spiritual house that Jesus is building. And I want to tell you that he's going to continue to do that for the next 6 years, the next 12 years, the next 60 years until he returns. You see, his promise in Ephesians chapter 2 is that the church would glorify his name through all generations. That's Jesus' promise. He will always have his remnant, his people, his church who are gathered around his word and in his name, worshiping him, calling the nations to come and worship him. And I can't help but think what a privilege it is, not only to be connected to Jesus in his house, but to be a part of what he is doing on this world. And so Anchor, I want to say a big happy birthday. Just remember what we're a part of here, what God is doing in our midst. We love you guys, we truly do. I know I say that every single week. We love you guys, we miss gathering together with you. Cannot wait to see you face to face. Happy 6th birthday, bless you guys, and we'll see you back here at Church Online next week.
Worthy of every song we could ever sing, worthy of all the praise we could ever bring, worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you, oh, we live for you. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who could ever save. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you, oh, we live for you. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder and show me who you are, and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. Worthy of every song we could ever sing, worthy of all the praise we could ever bring, worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you, oh, we live for you. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who could ever save. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you, oh, we live for you. no place I would rather be than here in your love, here in your love. There's no place I would rather be. There's no place I would rather be. There's no place I would rather be than here in your love, here in your love. Set a fire down in my soul that I can't contain and I can't control. I want more of you, God. I want more of you, God. Set a fire down in my soul that I can't contain and I can't control. I want more of you, God. I want more of you. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder. Show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious dear that grace appeared the hour I first believed. Amazing grace. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I
Father, I thank you so much for Anchor Church and everything that you have done over the last 6 years. We thank you that we see your hand in everything, and we just want to give you all the glory and the praise and the honor. Amen.
Amen.
Well, we also have some GCs that happen during the week, which are our gospel communities. They meet across the city at different times. So if you are keen to be in a GC, all you need to do is click that link, connect with us, and we can put you into a GC to meet with other Christians at Anchor.
Absolutely. And this week we'd love to connect with you. So if you're not connected with us online, then please click on all of the social media channels we have. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, social media on Facebook and Instagram. We'd love to connect with you there. And the reason that that's important is because this morning we have a cake contest. Hopefully you've all baked something amazingly delicious to eat at home by yourself. I know that's a bit lame, but anyway, we would love to see what you have cooked, your creations. So post it online, tag us, tag Anchor in it at Anchor Church, and then Brad and Hope this week will judge the best creation. And I don't know if there's a prize, but hopefully there's a prize. Maybe your prize is you can have your cake and eat it too, all by yourself. You'd have to share it with anyone. But hey, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We love the fact that you guys are here. Happy 6th birthday, Anchor. Bless you. Have a great week, and we'll see you back here at Anchor Church Online next Sunday.
See you guys.
Happy birthday from the UK.
Happy 6th birthday, Anchor. Sending you lots of love.
Happy birthday, Anchor.
Happy birthday, Anchor.
Hi, Anchor. It's Kat, Nick, and Noah Nielsen. We want to say happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's Anchor's birthday. It's your birthday.
Happy birthday, Anchor. We're so thankful for you and for all that God's been doing over the past 6 years. I think Murray will want to say happy birthday too. Let me just go and find him. Murray.
Did I tell you not to come with me, Brandon?
It's Anchor's birthday. Don't you want to say happy birthday?
It's Anchor's birthday?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Anchor. Okay, bye.
Happy 6th birthday, Anchor. I've missed all of you so much, and I hope you're all doing really well. And I hope you enjoy the Sunday, getting to make cakes and celebrating with the people that you can.
Happy birthday, Anchor. I feel so blessed to be part of this family. It truly is a place of abundance.
Yo, happy birthday, 6th birthday to Anchor City. It's been an amazing few years since my wife Hannah and I joined the amazing community, and we got an instant family and a sense of belonging.
What's up, Anchor family? Huge happy birthday, such a milestone. Well done.
We're gonna party like it's Anchor's birthday.
Happy birthday, Anchor. It's been wild to see how God has worked in the last 6 years, and it's made me feel really expectant about what He's going to do. So looking forward to seeing what He does in the next 6 years and even the next 60 years.
Happy birthday, Anchor Church. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
Happy birthday, Anchor. Enjoy celebrating.
Your 6th birthday. You're gonna party like it's your birthday.
Happy birthday, Anchor.
Really quickly, I'm thankful for a church that plants other churches. I'm thankful for the Southwest Launch Team, and I have nothing else to add. Come as you are. Hi, me.
Happy birthday, Anchor. We love you guys. Happy 6th birthday. Missing ya. See you soon.
Happy birthday, Anchor. Woo-hoo. Happy 6th birthday. We hope you all have a beautiful Sunday. Miss you so much.
Happy birthday, Anchor.
Happy birthday, Anchor. Can't wait to hug everyone when we gather again.
Happy birthday, Anchor Church. Miss you guys. Hope you have a great day.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye, Levi.
Bye.
Happy 6th birthday, Anchor. Super blessed to be part of such an amazing church family. You guys are the best.